Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Heroes Peak podcast. I'm your host, Chris. With me today, I have James, Mike, and Keith here to discuss Extraction, Keanu versus Chris Hemsworth's dramatic acting, and is space a bigger star than Tom Cruise? Now we join a discussion already in progress.
You're missing out if you're a fan of Narcos. If you're like this joint 000.
What was it called? Yeah, 000.
It's as good, if not better.
Let's see.
It takes place in 3 different continents at the same time. It's crazy. Let's
see what the Ringer is talking about. 000.
There's family getting killed.
87% and 8.2 out of 10. All right,
son. Yo, some of the killings are straight. Like, I'm telling you, it'll make you actually physically like.
92% Google users like this. All right. There's one season, right? Yes, there's one season.
It's on. Yes, 8 episodes. Do it easy binge. Like, you will be the better for it. I'm telling you. Just like that other movie you ain't watched, but I told you to watch Polar. Better.
I watched Polar. Polar was good.
I still haven't watched that yet.
Oh, you watched it. Like, yeah, okay. Like, that dude was a great action hero, yo. Or I don't know if it was hero, what you would call him.
Anti-hero. Not villain.
Yeah, a great not villain. He got busy. Like, yo, the dude was smashing. He was smashing this broad, and
they tried to snipe him. Yeah, I remember.
They tried to snipe him, and he threw her out. Like, she was part of the jukes, though. Like, it was a setup, but like, he's smashing the joint. Like, I don't even know if he saw or heard the glass or something, and he just flipped her over real quick, and she caught the bullet.
That sounds funny.
Right, but they're going at it for like 5 minutes.
What was that one? Polar.
Polar.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's with Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads, yeah. What's his name from Strange?
Yo, I like diving for underrated movies, yo. I mean, underrated like content.
I mean, I was pleasantly surprised with the Extraction movie.
Oh, yeah.
Quite as kept. I was gonna like wait a while before I even watched that one.
Same here. If you guys, it wasn't like, oh, go ahead and go and watch it, I wasn't really gonna watch that.
Nah, it was that one drunken Saturday night of Chris talking about, man, Chris Hemsworth's the better actor than Keanu Reeves after seeing this movie. I was like, wait, what?
Not after seeing the movie. He was that before I saw the movie.
I was like, wait, what?
He is a better actor than Keanu Reeves. I'm
right.
That.
No,
absolutely,
it was still a shitty storyline. Like
it was generic.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, save it for the podcast,
was super
guys.
generic.
Save it for the show.
Oh, I thought you started recording. It says recording on the
left. Yeah, I thought you said everything was recorded.
But we didn't get our introduction. We didn't start with our,
Well, put it together in post.
Yeah, I don't have the music on here, man. All right.
Yeah, you'll have to do that in post, but
driver. Sorry, I'm literally looking for the driver for this stupid camera. I really gotta. If this doesn't work, then we'll just go forward.
Yeah, we can skip the video for you this time, but as long as we have your audio.
It sounds pretty good, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so far. I think it sounds better than our regular Zencaster. Keith, let me hear you talk again. I wasn't paying attention.
Of course.
Yeah, it sounds much better.
His video froze. Oh, there you go. Okay.
All right. I guess I don't know which file I'm looking for. Minecraft effects logs. Damn it. All right. Well, I'll have to do it at a different time. Take a sip of my coffee. Are you recording? I have no idea what the hell's going on, actually.
I am recording.
Keith, you're frozen.
So whenever you're ready to kick it off.
We need to have some sort of avatar for Chris since we don't have.
Yeah, it won't let me choose one. I was looking.
Why
it won't let me pick a background or something.
Well, you can set your profile picture. You can set a profile picture instead.
So I have to create a. Cancel.
No, you can just select one of your photos.
Gallery view? No, that's just you guys. To participants, recreate actions. Yeah, I don't see that anywhere.
That's weird. Because I can do it on mine. Everybody should be able to do theirs. That's weird.
No, I got audio setting, participants. Invite.
Keith's on mute.
All right.
Keith, you're mute.
Everybody should be able to do what?
She's trying to put some background or an avatar photo to replace his text.
Yeah, I don't see anywhere. I can put a reaction up.
Yay!
Hide non-video participants.
Oh,
nice, James. That's
yeah. I can't do a background even on my computer because they said something about the you have to have green screen ability or something on your computer.
I think it's just a colored background, like a specific neutral colored background.
No, I can do it on mine. It doesn't have to be. See?
I mean, this is our first time using this, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta. Who has the agenda up?
I can get it up.
That's good to know, James. Who has the agenda?
Yeah, walk right into that one.
Yeah. Shit.
That's what she said.
No, what happened to the agenda? No.
I got it here. Hang on. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
All right, it's already 7:18, gentlemen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is how fast we move.
Okay. See it in the chat window?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Maestro?
User authentication failed. All right, that means I got to bring it up on my phone. Shit.
We can pretend the song comes on right here.
See my Falcon?
And Eric drops his 2 bars. Hero speak, hero speak. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, boy.
Did he finish the lyrics?
He needs help in the lyrics. I'm not trying to embarrass him too much because then he'll just lose interest. So I want to cultivate him to keep trying, but let him work it out himself,
Right.
Yeah, that's the hardest part is letting them. At what point do you intervene?
Yeah, he was extremely interested, but then I looked at the first draft, I was like, ugh.
All right, James, your 5 minutes review of Last Dance time is done. So let's move on.
All right.
I told you we never do just
all right,
5 minutes.
Here we go. All right. I'm assuming the music intro already came on. So I just wanted to give a quick shotgun review of The Last Dance, episodes 7 and 8. Just came out this past Sunday, and again, to me, these are the 2 favorite episodes of the entire series thus far. I can't imagine how episode 9 and 10 this weekend's going to be compared to that. But 7 hit the main part about what I wanted to see from this doc. Forget about what happened with the team. Forget about trials and tribulations. Forget about the wins and losses and the background shenanigans in the front office. I want to know what can I get out of this man that makes him tick, that made him accomplish everything he's able to accomplish. And although I don't think no one could ever really know what's in a person's mind, but I think we got pretty close in the closing moments of episode 7 when to me, it was very real that this guy's drive to win at any cost possible is what he was so enamored with and passionate about that he tried his best to make sure everyone else that was with them was riding with them would share the same passion, whether they wanted to or not. And to me, that kind of answered something that I was looking for before this documentary came out. Something fresh into the man, the myth, the legend himself that I wanted to get to see, and I felt like I got that. So, and then of course, episode 8, continued on the story, which was great. But to me, I felt very happy, and quite honestly, the show could have ended there. We know what's going to happen. He beats the Pacers. They beat the Utah Jazz again. Game over. So that's my shotgun review of The Last Dance.
Yeah, I love the whole segment with Horace. That was good.
Oh yeah, Horace.
Him watching that.
Well, like you said last time, James, the whole watching Jordan watch other people and basically laughing at them and
the glove. I had no problem with the glove. That was the best part. that laugh was that deep, hearty laugh. I was like, oh man, this was great. What about you, Keith? Sorry, Chris.
Man, I really like like you, I like seeing the background to greatness. Like, we sometimes really prop people up like they're these perfect people because of these singular accomplishments that we pinned on them. Like, he's the best basketball player ever, and like it was. I don't think people actually grasp how hard that was and who he had to be on the inside to be that, and who he had to demand what everybody else around him was in order for him to be that. Because there was something that was a couple episodes ago. There was something that he pointed out, and this was when they were talking about Kobe. When he was talking about Kobe, and he was, I guess, they showed footage of, I don't know, was it the Dream Team that they played together, or was it the All-Star game?
All-Star game, 98 All-Star game.
The All-Star, yeah. And what he was saying about Kobe to the other guys, to the guys on the squad, he was like, Kobe's he's too selfish. Like, a lot of people said that Jordan was like a selfish basketball player, and he really, really wasn't. Like, he understood that it took the whole team to win. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but not just the whole team. He had to bring the team up to his level.
And he had to bring the team for them to be the greatest team ever, for him to be the greatest player ever. It was his responsibility to bring everybody up to his level.
If I had to get up in your ass sometimes, I did
Kobe
that.
didn't care about that. Like, you either got on my train or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do me. And Jordan really didn't play like that. Like, I don't care if I'm better than you. Like, when you step on this court on my side of the field, you're going to play to the level that I play. Period.
Yeah, he's pushing around Steve Kerr. Like,
This
Steve.
man cried.
Right.
He cried. This dude cried.
The Father's Day game.
Because he has to apologize that he's so competitive.
Oh yeah, at the end of the episode.
I don't know, that bugged anybody out. Like
if you don't want to,
I'm looking at it like, what are you talking about? Like,
don't
that's
play that way.
madness. But I felt him. He was like, yeah, I'm sure he's probably been hearing it for years. Like, he's like, this is what I had to do to reach. So everybody to get to the.
That's because you never won anything. I was like, whoa.
You never won anything.
Leadership has a price, and winning has a price.
To say about the person who winning.
Yeah,
but you're not willing to pay the price.
One of my favorite things about it I saw on Twitter was the one guy goes, Jordan was even winning at sprints in practice. He wasn't the guy who knew he was the best, so he kind of didn't do anything until game time.
I can't wait till basketball season starts again with the boys, and I'm going to show
hard at
that
all
clip.
times. Yeah.
It's so much teachable moments. I feel like not even basketball coach, like every sports coach has gems that they could take from in this docuseries. Like, you literally can show your athletes parts of this and like, yo, like this is what it takes. It just happens to be that he was playing basketball. But this dude, like the docu-series put so many things in a different light for me about what Jordan was. Like, I looked at the gambling, I looked at like all of those things as like separate things, and it really is not. The dude, like where Michael Jackson was pure magic, this dude, Michael Jordan, was pure competition. This dude was the essence of competition. Yo, he's competing with you see him in the video, like, yo, like he's flicking the quarters, competing with even with the staff.
Pretty good.
He can't help himself.
Yeah.
Like, that's so deep to me. Like, it's almost like he has a disease.
Disease of winning.
He's got a competition disease.
Competition disease. What he said.
Well,
like, they thought gambling.
Yeah, they thought he had a gambling problem for a long time, but
I thought so too. But I see it for what it is now. Like, nah,
it's not.
He just has to compete. He has to win. Like, he just has to. Like, even when the story you said, James, about like how they'd be on the plane betting for big money in the back and little money in the front on the card games, and he's in the back getting the big money, and then comes up to the front. What you doing up here? Like, nah, I just want your money too. I want your money too.
I want your money too.
I want to say I beat you. I was able to beat you as
those
well.
Little things. Yeah. I took all of those little things. Like, I see it. Like, wow. Like, this dude is really nuts.
He was playing
in a competition way.
Yeah, he was playing quarters with the security guard.
Yeah,
and I was laughing my ass off watching.
Me too. I was laughing. I was like, look at this dude. He can't even help himself.
Yeah.
The security guard beat him, and Jordan seriously looked like he was mad.
And he gave him the shrug too.
Yeah, he gave him the shrug. He did. I know Jordan was hot. That little thing, that little quarter, means nothing to this multi-bazillionaire.
Well, he was doing it for hundreds. Did you see that? He bet 100 on throwing quarters against the wall.
Yeah.
So he wasn't doing it for nothing.
He was, I'm telling you, the dude is
the hundreds are still nothing to him, though.
Right. Oh yeah. That was
I
like
wonder
me.
If he's still that same way, though.
We played for quarters in the back of our school bus. You actually played for the quarters you dropped.
Yeah, but you played for the quarters that you actually was flipping. That was pretty
right.
That's it. That was milk.
And you're like,
no money on top of this.
Guess I'm not eating lunch today. Damn.
Yeah. You're either feeling lucky today or you're not.
Yeah, there goes my quarter water.
There goes my quarter water.
It's like just regular water now.
I think about how cheap stuff was back in high school, Like, and we thought like something raising a quarter was expensive. We used to get a whole fat hero for like $2.50.
I remember getting a quarter raise.
And thinking like, okay, that's a decent raise.
Yeah. Gas was 99 cents when I left college. 99 cents for.
Well, parts of the country, gas is kind of there right now too, though.
Yeah.
Not because they want it to be.
I haven't filled my car in a while. Anyhow.
All right.
Good. So just to let everyone know, next week we'll be doing it'll be the end of the series for the documentary. So we'll do a longer discussion about it, right? So.
Yeah, we'll do a full series discussion, and I can talk about Jordan's Fame episode. I love that episode. My jam there. All right. So next, we just talked about Jordan. Sorry. Why don't we talk about the news? There's been a couple of news stories that popped up. One of which wasn't. Oh, man. I don't think it was a big surprise, but apparently Tom Cruise is going to film in space.
Yeah. I actually think that's pretty dope.
My dude.
It's cool.
Cruise.
It's got to be Tom Cruise. He's got to be the one to do it.
The problem is, I don't think he really understands what it is up there.
Tom
I don't know.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Let me stop right here. Let me stop right here.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is a lot smarter than we think.
I'm not saying he's dumb. I didn't say he's dumb.
No. I'm not saying he's dumb either. I'm not saying that you're saying he's dumb. I'm just saying that before he's a very calculating dude these last 20 years.
Yeah.
Before he comes out on the presser, before anything's released, he's got a team of folks that does before the new Top Gun movie comes out, he researched into what it would take for him to actually do the pilot stunts and everything before he was even like filming day one. Yeah. So when a guy like him comes out in the press and says, you know what, I'm thinking about doing my next movie in space, he's already done the homework. He's already done like the zero training, all that stuff. He just wants to get to the point where he feels comfortable saying, you know what, I have confidence that we can get this done. All right, boom, let's fire, a couple of press releases. Like, give that dude some credit. He's a machine in his own right.
I don't doubt it, but so my first question is, which insurance company is going to cover that trip?
The same ones that's been paying for him to do these Mission Impossible, hanging off a plane.
Yeah, but this is a little different because it's not just him. You got to take a crew with you, right?
Well, he's got a crew and everything. Somebody's got to fly the plane with him attached to it and to film it and set it up.
Right. Yeah. So you're talking about sending these guys to space, though, right?
Yeah, 250 miles up in the air in the stratosphere.
I don't think they're going to, like, orbit.
Yeah, so let me read the exact. Let's make sure we're all talking facts here. Yeah. This is, of course, I got to give credit to CBS News. That's where I'm getting this information from. Tom Cruise will film his next Hollywood blockbuster on location, 250 miles up in the air and orbiting the Earth once every 90 minutes. What? The Top Gun star will be flying through the stratosphere, shooting as a yet unknown film aboard the International Space Station, NASA has said.
Oh, okay. So that's not what I thought. So he is actually doing it.
Yes. By the way, he got his commercial pilot license. This is extra information here. After his role in a Top Gun movie, playing a hotshot U.S. Navy pilot, he went and actually got his pilot's license after that.
Wow. Yeah, go Tom.
Go Tom.
Yeah, shit. Do it, dude. Do it.
Also, Elon Musk's SpaceX is attached to the project as well. Who already knows been launching astronauts. Yeah, right. No further details of So now we know the facts about this. Now we can continue to speculate. I just want to go on a record saying that I think that he's already done enough research and he feels comfortable that he can pull this off. Now there's going to be insurance companies that may not want to write it, but there's going to be someone that's going to step in and say, "Hell yeah, I'm in for it. Easy payday." Right. I know this guy's track history.
So then you got to get a director up there. You got to get a cinematographer up there. You got to get a sound guy.
Don't be surprised if Chris Nolan, who did Interstellar, who really wanted to do for real, says, you know what? This is it. Like, I can see him putting his hat in there, and he's a powerful name in Hollywood already.
Well, and he already went down to the bottom of the ocean, and that's just honestly just as dangerous.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Keith? You've been like zoning out on this.
I just want to see it done. Let's just do it already. This. I'm sure the first joint that they filmed underwater, people were like, "Well, what are logistics behind why it's not going to be able to be done?" Like, somebody got to do it first.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Tom Cruise is a decent enough first. I think. Like, I'm definitely preparing to see that movie, and I'm expecting it to be an epic. Yeah.
And I'm just curious what the plot is going to be. Yeah.
Well, what are we going to get out of it?
What we need to. Okay, now we get to like what could possibly not go right. And the writing and the story may not be stellar. No pun intended there.
And when he say in space, technically, that doesn't have to be as far as we think.
No.
Well, it said orbit though.
He's orbiting.
Yeah,
space.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like he's gonna be on the moon or something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No. He's
people
in the space
go to
station,
space. Right? Like, people go to that. Like, people go to that area of the stratosphere like every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more a commonplace thing now. Like, it's not like what he's doing. I think they're kind of spinning it a little bit bigger than you know what I'm saying, that I think we're mentally making than it really.
I just think it's gonna look and feel differently when you go in. Again, assuming we're going to a movie theater and not watching it at home, Keith. When you see the effects of what he
Speaking of
goes
that, I
through,
think that they
and then
just
you're gonna
announced
compare.
another movie that'll be rolling out on Disney Plus and not in the theater in 2021.
Which one?
Oh, damn it!
All right.
Well, I have to get off the chapter.
No, you can take a look at it later. So I think it's gonna show us what, like, case in point, the Sandra Bullock movie that
Gravity?
definitely did not look like it was. It looked like it was staged in, in a studio lot somewhere. I'm imagining that the way they're gonna film this movie, it's gonna be so realistic that you feel like you're there in orbit with him, and you're going through whatever the story is telling you that he's got. Obviously there's gonna be some problems. He's gonna have to figure it out. This is not gonna be watching Armageddon. It's not gonna be like watching Tom Hanks, and it's gonna feel like you're actually in orbit. It's gonna feel queasy. It's probably gonna have some weird camera effects where you feel like, oh man, I'm getting dizzy just watching this. So that's what I think it's gonna feel like. I don't think it's gonna be like your regular run of the mill astronaut in space story plot. Boom, boom, boom. Here it goes. The fact that he's actually on location in the stratosphere, they have to ramp up the storytelling in this one. And if they don't, that's where I can see this project not hitting well.
I mean, but what is the benefit though?
On the upside?
He said, no. What is the benefit of doing it actually in space besides us knowing that he was actually in space? I mean,
I think maybe he's just pushing his boundaries. I think
that's him personally, though. But
yeah, I think at this point in time, I think that's all he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going, well, I think I could get extra 100,000 people to the theater if I do it in space. I think he's going, I want to go to space.
I hear that, but I think that again, maybe I'm putting too much into this.
Hamilton. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Hamilton.
The film version of Hamilton.
I'm thinking that he's got a group already looking at what they can do filming in space that hasn't been done before on land. And they're looking at, okay, we know the Apollo 19, the 69 moon landing, whether you believe MTV faked it or not, whatever. They're thinking of something like that, but something that's going to make the audience go to that movie theater and like go, wow, I haven't seen this since Avatar, or I haven't seen this, whatever. It's going to be like a landmark achievement in cinematography with the fact that he himself is actually out there. Why not?
No, I don't think, honestly, when I heard that, the first thing that came to my mind, they're going to do like a space station type movie. Like, I'm sure 100% of it is going to take place in like a space station. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like the only thing that I expect to be cinematically different is like authenticity of shot. Like they're literally going to show us space. Like, that's dope as fuck, I think. Has nothing to do with Tom Cruise.
But I can see that on NASA TV every day.
I feel like they're going to be he's going to be in a space station where people already are in space stations right now, floating above us, hundreds of astronauts and stuff like that. Like, it's not going to be that. That's not the thing to me. Whatever plot they make around whatever the fuck the movie's about. The authenticity of shot is what's going to be amazing.
But I think what's going to draw you're right. What's going to keep people from possibly going there a second or third time to watch a movie is that the authenticity and integrity of the movie. But I think what's going to drive you first in is the Tom Cruise billing and the fact that he's going to be an actor put in that environment, pretending that he's actually a U.S. Air Force trained pilot, and whatever complications, whatever issues with the story, that he's going to have to figure it out. So he's going to be the one that's selling you the movie. Yeah, we know he's in space, but what's different, like you said, what's different between that and other movies you've seen before? So Tom Cruise, the actor, who we know is an actor, and he's not like a colonel in the Air Force, is going to put himself in that actual environment and is going to go through whatever the story plots are going to be. That's what's supposed to drive you into the movie theater. What keeps you going back or maybe to really love the movie is the actual cinematography and how real it looks. So I'm saying it's twofold. Tom Cruise.
I feel like Tom Cruise isn't the star of this particular thing. I feel like Space.
If it was Martin Short,
Space
hold on.
is the
If
star
it was
of this particular.
if this was Alec Baldwin, he announced right now we're gonna go do a movie in space.
I'm going to go see it.
Okay, that's you. I will not.
Yeah,
go see
I would
it.
know.
Mike,
I would
go
see
that movie.
I would see
Yes, are you serious? The first movie filmed in space? I don't care who's the star. Space is the star of the movie.
Space is the
You're
star.
bugging.
The first real movie filmed in space is the star. Yeah.
I look at it as Tom Cruise is lucky to be rolling along on this epic journey that nobody has ever done. He's not the star.
I don't see it that way. And the reason why I don't see it that way
on this journey.
Hold on. The reason why I don't see it that way, just me here, not anyone else. I don't see it that way is because that means, depending on who's attached to the project, you can either do something with being in space, like create a story that's involving, it's engaging, or you can just send me what I've been watching on How the Universe Works on the History Channel. I've seen all that. Right. There's nothing new that I haven't seen. I've actually seen the Voyager footings. That's just dry, entertaining, and that's great. But if you're telling me now you're going to take that plot or the machinations of that and attach somebody of let's say The Rock. Let's say The Rock said, you know what? I'm attaching myself to this project with Tom Cruise.
Oh, I will go see
We're going in space together. We have a story. TBD. Mm-hmm. That to me is 10 times more than if average Colonel Frankenmore in the United States Air Force is going to be doing a movie in space.
I think what Keith is trying to say is, look, Keith is trying to say it's a fictional movie, but the fact is it's still really filmed in space. That is going to be draw number one.
I would agree with you 100% if there was nothing bigger than any one of them in the movie. And the biggest thing about this particular project is space. That's the star. Tom Cruise is actually lucky. Space isn't lucky to be co-starring with him. Are you bugging? It's the first movie in space. Everyone's gonna see it, whether it's good or bad. My seeing him attached to the project means like, okay, cool. This might be a good movie. This might be a good movie on top of that.
It's the cherry on top of it, right?
Yeah, like okay, so it might be an actual good movie. But I don't care who the fuck was the star. I'm gonna see it like one time. This is the first movie shot in space. It's a cultural moment.
Yeah, I hear you. You're making some valid points,
and you're not.
But I disagree.
You got to think. You're thinking over the average movie viewer, bro. Like the average movie viewer is not like analyzing like these major plot lines like we do on a pod every week. Like these guys, like these are just regular people. You tell a regular person that this is the first movie shot in space, big budget, Hollywood style. They're not gonna see it. That's going to be the major event in your damn life.
The thing is, too, we had this discussion, a few months ago that the stars don't really draw people to the box office like they used to, right?
With some exceptions.
On that.
We did say there are exceptions.
That's been whittled down to like maybe like there's maybe
Cruise.
two or three box office stars.
Yeah, but even that, I think even the biggest stars, the amount that they draw has just come smaller and smaller and smaller. So even though Tom Cruise is a draw comparatively to some other stars, I don't think his draw is not 1 million people. Top Gun is the draw more than exactly. Tom Cruise in Top Gun is a bigger draw. But
again,
it's not
cherry. He's the cherry on top of it, right?
So now space is the draw. Tom Cruise in space, well, we know that guy's crazy. I want to see what he does in space.
And we're in space, so that means that I'm not getting a Tom Cruise run, and I look forward to that in every Tom Cruise movie.
You think? Wait! No, that is incorrect, sir.
Running on the ceiling, and then they're going to turn off the.
If he achieves a Tom Cruise run in space,
you can say,
what you say, James.
The PLC in the rear starboard is malfunctioning. I gotta get to it fast.
I'm just saying, if I get to see a Tom Cruise run, a good Tom Cruise run, then that's all I need from this movie.
Right.
That's all I need.
And then someone's gonna turn off gravity, and he's gonna run up, and he's gonna be on the ceiling. Then the gravity's gonna come back on. It's gonna be awesome.
Just thinking about it now.
See, but now you guys, okay. Listen, now you're talking about artificial gravity on the ISS. It doesn't exist. So what are we doing?
We're also talking about the movies. Just because they're filming in space doesn't mean the entire movie's filmed.
How are they going to simulate artificial
do we even know what type of movie it is?
Like,
it could be a horror flick. Like, do we even know? Like, this is a huge amount of speculation right now.
I guess we're assuming Mission Impossible style.
But
it's going to be,
to me,
it's going to be a Scientology
and all of this
movie.
is why I'm going to watch it.
The thing I really want to end with is the fact that if this project was announced with anyone that wasn't up top, let's say average actor, maybe even. If this wasn't announced with anyone of that magnitude attached to this project, it wouldn't even make the top headlines of like Entertainment Weekly or
that is untrue.
That's very true. That's
who's producing that movie?
Tom Cruise.
Who's producing that movie?
Let me look. Hold on.
It's probably going to be Paramount. He's back with Paramount, I think.
Oh, I don't know who's producing that part. I don't have the answer for that one.
He's the star. He's the star. Like, so you have a star to drive it in like a commercial sense now, but really they would have made the same announcement and just focused on space as the star. Like, there is no way in the world that this wouldn't be a huge announcement. It's something never done in all of moviedom.
Yeah.
In all of Hollywood history. This would be the first time. Like, that would have gotten way more exposure.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be like you're going to get 10 or 15 minutes of actual space, him in space action.
It's going to be crazy.
And then the rest is going to be
oh my
simulated.
God, how did they do that?
Right.
Well, or he might actually physically be in like one of the space stations.
No, he's got. I think
SpaceX
he will be.
has a space station, right? Like
he will be. He'll film there, but I don't think the whole movie is going to be filmed there. My guess would be, if I'm just speculating, I'm guessing.
Aren't they working with what's his name? Lex Luthor?
Elon Musk.
Oh, I met him. Yeah.
Yo, he is.
Aren't they working with him?
He's turning into Lex more and more every day.
Yeah.
I called that. I said that maybe 2 years ago, and
that's all you, bro.
And it's becoming more and more true.
You know what's funny here? Because this crossed my mind while we were talking about this, the whole space factor of this movie. And I grant, yes, I of all people, I'm all about space stuff. But I just looked at the United States of Space Force that our president has launched. We only have 86 people as of May 6th.
There's a lot of space out there.
Like, this was started last year. We only have 86 graduates.
Of Space Force?
And now of the United States Space Force.
What was the training program?
Yeah,
Trump University had a Space Force college.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's a whole different conversation. But I'm like, where's this huge passion and fever and desire for space that Keith is telling me about?
Air Force already had these guys.
What are you talking about? It's not a desire for space. Like, no,
yeah.
Okay.
The Air Force already had a Space Force group.
Right, they were attached to the Air Force.
And if you were interested in space, you go to NASA.
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand what the necessity of a space. I thought NASA was our Space Force.
Apparently it's not.
Apparently it's not.
No, you got a branch of our military.
There's another space guy in the.
But who are we fighting up there?
Wait, though, it's funny.
Don't you know the bugs?
Oh, yeah.
Did you realize though, a couple weeks ago, like now, like they're like the. I don't know if it's the Congress or whatever the Information Act, but they've released some of those the
UFO release,
the UFO releases.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean aliens. UFO does not mean aliens. Right?
It does mean aliens. I don't care what anybody says. UFO is an alien.
Chris, I'm with you on that one. I'm actually with you on that one.
UFO, who's driving the UFOs? Come on, man.
Who says it's anything drivable to begin with?
And if it's an automaton, then it's the same thing. It's a robot alien.
Those are the scariest aliens, right? The robots.
Because it's a robot. It can't be reasoned with.
It's even worse. Anyhow, I think I want to recap my point of saying that, yes, I am going to watch this movie. I probably would have watched it regardless because I'm all into astronomy and space. But I believe the average moviegoer would not have been as excited as any of us are if it wasn't for the fact you have someone as Tom Cruise. We'll let our fans and subscribers let us know in the comment section.
Right.
Oh, I can't wait. That just sounds silly.
This is
Like
gonna be
that's like saying like, oh, the average moviegoer doesn't have whimsy. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're bugging out.
whimsy.
It's a movie shot in space, the first one ever. I'm gonna go see it, even if I'm not into.
Doesn't have whimsy. Ask the people who didn't go see It Was Written in Time.
Why? I mean,
what movie is that?
There was nothing groundbreaking about that.
That was a very whimsy
There was
movie.
nothing groundbreaking about that.
All right. Woo, that was a lively discussion. You guys really got into that one. Tom Cruise set you guys off.
He's like, what kind of
I don't think
Grinch
we're gonna
world do you live in?
All right.
Space.
So there's actually. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just gonna say, are we gonna have time to talk about Extraction, or do we want to save it for next week?
No, we could do it. We could do it. We have
Talk
time.
about it. I was gonna say the last bit of news I saw was simply that New Mutants got another date. I believe this is their 4th release date for New
Is this
Mutants.
like 15 or something? Like
August, right? August of this year. Yeah.
In the theater or
Theater.
home release?
It was a theater release. I don't know why they're pushing this
Do or
theater
die.
release. Yeah, they're really pushing.
Hey, it's gonna go.
I'm not going to the theater.
It's gonna
This
go,
one
yeah,
is.
it's
This
gonna
one
go to
makes
streaming.
no sense. Like
It's gonna
you
go to
have the
streaming.
platform, you have the audience. Why not just release it on Disney Plus?
So
I just don't get this.
Do we think it's their
Hamilton. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is this like their freebie? So they don't expect anybody to go anyway, so they're gonna throw it in the theaters, see if they're gonna draw audiences, and that'll help make just future decisions for other releases for the rest of the year.
Yeah, this could be actually like a shut up movie theaters kind of move. Like okay, we'll go ahead and release this in the movies, and when it crashes, and then we re-release it on Disney Plus, and it does super phenomenally, we're gonna know what direction that we need to take.
Right. It gives them just a better idea of who's going to be going out to the theaters or
But
not.
Chris,
Yeah,
let's
but
not
it's not a
forget.
good- it's
Let's
not a
not
good
forget this
test,
movie's not a good test. Thank you,
Right.
Mike. This is not
You
the
said
movie
what?
they wanted to test with.
Well-
New Mutants was not the movie that they wanted to go out and test with.
It's
Because
a freebie, man. They didn't put any money into
Because
it.
Yeah, I
before
was about to
Fox-
say, like they
Yeah.
didn't really spend like that.
But we
that's
heard
probably-
horrible. Everybody who worked on the, including what's her name from Game of Thrones, said some very bad things about the whole movie process.
Yeah,
So that's
but
why we thought it was being shelved for a while. But when Disney was like 2 years ago, oh, yeah, we're gonna release it. And we're like, oh, they must have faith. Maybe they did some reshoots, and then they shelved it again. And then they said, oh, it's coming out this year. Then they shelved it again. So this is not the right movie to be doing that test about.
Yeah, but you don't put your A+ material out first, because
Yeah.
if you
But
put your A+
but it's-
material out, look what
but it's not
happened with
even-
Onward and those movies, which normally draw. You can't tell me Onward.
Hamilton.
It
Hamilton
wasn't going to
is
make
gonna
a
be
heat.
successful.
Right,
That looked like a very
Oh
good
yeah,
movie.
of course.
Right.
Hamilton's going, and the movie version is going to be super successful.
But I was gonna
It's
say,
a Disney Plus rollout.
I was just gonna add that not
It's
only
not
is,
going to
is
the
this the
theater.
wrong
See,
movie,
they didn't take the risk there. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it's not just the wrong movie for a test; it's the wrong time. Like if you want to test home theater versus home,
I think they're doing this for the movie theaters.
money, then you got to wait till we have this virus under control enough that people are going to be comfortable to go. The virus cannot be part of the equation. It's not a good
It
test.
has to
I
be
think
part of the
they're-
equation.
No.
I think they're
If
doing it
you
to
want to
appease
look,
the movie
if you
theaters.
want to do a comparative between are people still going to go to the theaters or would they prefer to watch these movies at home, the virus cannot be part of that. They have to have the free choice to say, I'm going to go. There's no problem if I go, or do I just want to stay home anyway, right? You throw the virus in, then you're adding to that equation where, well, of course I'm going to stay home because I don't want to get sick. So,
Yeah, but they have the whole second half of the year to make decisions on if they're going to release Black Widow and several other Disney properties. And they've already decided on a few that are going to Disney Plus directly, which is Hamilton and that kid,
Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas, yeah, no, Phineas Ferb. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember the name of it.
The kid bad guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Artemis Fowl.
Oh, there you go.
So they already decided those. But now you have to decide, okay, can I release something I expect to make $500 million on in November, or is it just going to flop because no one's going? So you got to put out a test flare, and the test flare is, okay, can I get anybody to go to the first superhero movie that's come out all year? If people are going to the theater, they'll go to it. Whether it's, it's also a teen movie, it's kind of a horror movie, it's kind of, crossing a couple barriers. So I think it could be more popular than expected. But you have to figure out what this year is going to bring. I mean, they're opening Disney in July, right? The Disney World and Land. I think they're deciding to open back up this summer.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. So they got to see. Something's got to be the first movie they release.
I know. I just think it's.
You're right.
Soon.
So this, might be this movie then. But it's not like they already. It sounds like they're accepting that it's not going to do well, and
Keith,
they can ride with that.
He's on mute. Hang on. There you go.
It's a low-cost test for them.
Yeah,
it's a low-cost test for them.
Keith just
and
said
it lets them. It gives them the ability, because remember, state to state, some states already open. So, like, you know what I'm saying, like, some states haven't even closed.
Yeah, did you see those Mother's Day?
We're very much speaking from one state of being. Like, so, like, there's movie theaters out there. I think that this is what they're doing to prove a point to the movie theater people. Like, okay, cool, we'll give you this one. Because AMC already was talking about, like, oh, we're gonna if they keep rolling out movies on rolling out their new releases on the streaming networks, like they're gonna boycott their films, the Disney or whatever. I saw that. Like, so I think this kind of thing is just a gimme. Like, okay, here you go. It's low cost on our part. It's like you know what I'm saying? You're throwing them a little bone, but also at the end of the day, you're gonna be able to prove, like, look, like, this is not nobody's coming out, but we still have to make money on our movies, so we're gonna go ahead and release it on streaming.
Yeah,
I think it's really gonna be. It's for them to prove.
If I wasn't in charge, I would have already released it last month anyway.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like, that would have been out the door already.
Yeah, New Mutants would have been on Disney Plus last month if it was up to me.
ASAP.
Because nothing new has come out. They're releasing, like, the Disney sing-alongs and that the little Olaf shorts, but Disney has done nothing to drive me outside of Clone Wars, which that's a different conversation, to drive me to watch Disney Plus over Netflix, over Hulu.
Yep.
You know, they haven't released anything big. They need a big thing to drive another month. I don't know. Whew.
I agree with you.
All right. Well, let's hear. I know, James, you have a Survivor to watch. What time does that start?
It's all right. We can push it.
Wait, we didn't even highlight Extraction.
No, that's what I'm just asking.
Extraction.
We're going to do a spoiler review of Extraction. I don't have the spoiler word to play. So Extraction is
not that much of a spoiler. It's pretty much what you thought it would be.
Extraction is our 2020 Netflix movie starring Chris Hemsworth, written by Joe Russo, screenplay by Joe Russo, directed by Sam Hargrave. I don't know who that is.
Put some respect on the Russo brothers' names, man. What other projects have they given us, Chris?
They're not well known.
I don't know.
They haven't done much. Nothing
big, right? Nothing big. No.
Winter Soldier, Civil War,
exactly.
Infinity War, Endgame, 21 Bridges.
But did they write those, or did they direct those, or did they write those? Those are different talents. I'm gonna look.
I think they wrote Civil War.
I want to see if he's got a writing.
They wrote Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Yeah, and they wrote
Stephen McNeely. Stephen McNeely, their writer, has been with them on all the projects, including the 21 Bridges project.
So his writing credits are a short, Welcome to a couple of shorts, TV series Little Nightmares, Extraction, The War. He is not a writer on any of the Marvel movies. So he is simply like, that's not a big deal.
Joe Russo, right?
Yeah,
It's Joe Russo. Can you guys see my screen?
Joe Russo. But they were the directors for those movies. They were not the writers.
You say they. plural. What about his brother? What about his bro?
All right, I'll look. But Joe
I'm just
Russo
curious.
is the one who wrote this, so that's a different. What's his
Anthony
brother's
Russo.
Anthony. I'm pulling it up. Look, can you see my screen there, Chris?
name? Anthony.
Anthony. Oh, Eric said that the other day. I was laughing.
All right, so Anthony Russo, director. Writer. He's got the same 7 writing credits as his brother does.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
this is their first screenplay, as far as IMDb goes. Who knows what other connections they have to the writers or whatnot? But in this case,
They announced a sequel to this movie.
interesting. All right. So the basics of this movie. Tyler Rake, which come on, Rake is his Tyler Rake, a fearless black market mercenary, embarks on the most deadly extraction of his career when he's enlisted to rescue the kidnapped son of an imprisoned national crime lord. I mean, that covers it. I'd say that's a good synopsis. Sometimes synopses are pretty bad here. Let's start here.
Keith, you're on mute, by the way, if you're talking.
I'm going to say the story overall is very simple. I don't think there was anything that jumped out to me in any way that said it was super interesting take on something. There were some good parts. There was some, decent writing overall, but I don't think there was anything that surprised me in this movie. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think
Nothing that surprised you in the movie?
No, it seemed like a good
not action, story-wise.
movie,
We're going story.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Story-wise,
I'd have to agree. It's one of those movies that I wasn't really looking for the most with the story, to tell you the truth.
Right, same here. I went in, I was like, okay, we're going to see some good, solid action for about 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's what we got.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say that the story was decent enough to carry the action that was in the movie. Which, yeah, it's crazy.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the only thing, like you saw him and he's drunk and he jumps in the water and he doesn't care about his life because he lost a kid and the kid is blurry.
It's such a cliche, like every anti-hero story. Like, okay, the kid reminds you of your kid and you're gonna do for him what you couldn't do for your son.
It was definitely really very obvious that what's his name is going to turn against him. On what's his name, Harbor from Stranger Things. It's very obvious that he was going to be.
I have to say, the other story point that I want to point out that got me, which I actually laughed at, it wasn't like it got me in a good way, was when he's stuck in this city in India. He can't leave, but he's just happens to have a friend whose life he saved. It's the other white guy living in this house in India.
The other white guy.
I'm like, that's a little convenient there, Joe. A little convenient.
Were they in India? We were
yeah,
because I swear he killed half of the people in wherever he was at.
Everybody with a gun was dead by the end of it.
My God, yo.
So, and that was the only part that
killing.
I was like, that's a little too convenient. That it was like, yeah, this guy, he's living here. Yeah, of course he is. And he can get me in a car, and he could have slept in his basement for a week, and then gotten away later.
True story. Could have stayed right there.
So anyway,
everybody a lot of headache.
Yep.
But I wasn't mad at anything. It just stuck out to me. All right, so let's talk about what we really want to talk about here, and that is the acting of Chris Hemsworth. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about the action.
Thank you, Chris.
Wait. Who?
We'll talk about
which one of you
I don't think he acted. I don't think he acted poorly.
No,
I think he acted.
me and James had
better than Keanu. Who said that?
Me and James had this conversation when
Chris
I was
said
watching
that, Mike. Chris
I
said
said Chris Hemsworth is a better dramatic actor than Keanu Reeves. I'll stand by it.
Okay.
I think Thor showed me he was a better dramatic
I have to
actor.
kind of agree.
And that's not saying I don't like Keanu. I think Keanu's good, and he has found directors and parts and roles in movies that have brought the best out of him. But like Wonder Woman, and where Patty Jenkins found the role for I'm blanking.
For Gal?
Who was
Gal Gadot?
Yeah, Gal Gadot. Brought the best out of Gal Gadot that you didn't see in Fast and Furious.
Right.
I think directors have brought the best out of Keanu Reeves, but I think overall Chris Hemsworth has.
I don't know if I would use Gal Gadot's acting in Wonder Woman as an example, really.
It's an example of the director bringing out the best in an actor.
Gal Gadot is only there because she's bad, like, and in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, she's not like a very strong actress. Is what I'm gonna say.
No, well, that's why they had all the other actresses change their accents to Gal's,
right?
Because Gal couldn't change hers back. But that's fine. They found a director and a role that brought out the best and made a good movie. The same with Keanu Reeves. Now, I think Keanu Reeves has a wider range than Gal Gadot. But I think beyond that, I think Hemsworth has a wider range than Keanu.
Yeah.
All right, so this is where go ahead, Mike.
Just one thing I'm gonna add is the movie Black Hat. I thought he was good in it, so I can see where Chris is going.
I did not see that movie.
Yeah.
But I know there's been a gazillion other movies. Like I'm still one of the few ones that love Constantine, and I know not a lot of people who read the
I like
DC
Constantine
comics.
as well.
But again, that's another movie.
By the way, we're like
movie that plays to his very robotic form of acting.
Mm-hmm.
Constantine.
I'm telling you, yes.
Street Kings.
He's very robotic. Like like his acting, even in John Wick, like all these movies cater to, and The Matrix, they all cater to his very robotic style of acting. Like he almost always speaks very matter-of-factly. Like it's I don't see he doesn't have a very wide range, and I think a lot of
I saw him in here. I'm gonna admit to this on pod and on camera that I saw him with Charlize Theron doing Sweet November, which is a rom-com, dramedy that he was outstanding in. And I was like, why is he not doing many of some more of those movies? I feel like he just feels more comfortable doing the action, dark stuff. But he was pretty good in that movie. And I've never seen Hemsworth anywhere near that.
Yeah, didn't he make another rom-com recently?
No, he was a
Jennifer Aniston.
No, he's in. Yeah, it's a cameo.
The marriage one. They were like exes who went to a wedding.
Oh, on the plane. They met on a plane.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet. My wife has.
Yeah, I'll be willing to turn it on, but all of the movies I've seen with them, even the ones I've liked the best. Let's say tops for me is Point Break. He's in there, and he's a cross between in
Destination Wedding, and I did see it.
Yeah, wide-eyed wonder
I saw
kid.
Clips of that,
His wide-eyed wonder kid version, where you get the beginning of the Matrix, you get that in Point Break, you get that in Bill and Ted's, and his robotic kind of tough guy, don't show very much emotion.
Yeah,
I think those are two very strong suits for him, but I don't think he's got a huge range around those.
Those are the only suits.
No, I will say he was great in this cameo. There was a Netflix movie, Always Be My Maybe.
Yes, I did see that.
I saw that.
He was good in that cameo, so I'll give him props for that.
Yeah, but he was just being weirdo.
Yes, he wasn't being the John Wick ultra killer guy.
He was actually probably being himself, because that's how people say when they bump into him. Like that's really more the character who he is.
I just haven't seen anything of Chris Hemsworth to tell me that this dude's that good of a drama actor.
Thor.
It's not about being that good.
The first Thor drama. The first Thor is great drama. I'm telling you,
his face shows more expression. It's like it's like little things. Like when you you put Keanu Reeves in a different movie that's different context. Oh, this one's sci-fi. This one's a fucking drama. This, that, and the other. But like the dude acts the same. Like he's a dry, matter-of-factly actor. Like this is my thing against
All right, while you think of that, Keith, I'm going to point out one role for you, James. Your favorite movie, Endgame, Fat Thor. The whole series section about Thor in Endgame shows he's a much better dramatic actor and how much range he actually has.
Oh, by the way, Chris,
entire range is right there.
Just to add to your point about the directors, so Kenneth Branagh directed Thor 1, and I'm pretty sure that director brought out the best performance from from Hemsworth.
Yeah, I think so.
When you say brought it out, like it doesn't have to be there already.
No, I think Endgame he did better because he played it from like he's hurt. He was deeply hurt. He went through some hardships. He wasn't like the big brolic dude talking Shakespearean. Blah blah blah. I'm an actor because I speak in Shakespearean. No, he showed that he actually was hurt and he was downtrodden and he had to all the way through the entire movie, even at the end when the little funny quips he had with the Guardians. I give you that. Keanu has not had a resume that completes him being self-deprecating while also being comedic, while also being action. He hasn't been, he hasn't gotten that opportunity yet. But I still, if we want to look at the entire careers and compare drama, pounds per square inch, I can't give Chris the belt yet.
Well, have you ever seen?
Is there a belt that we're giving?
You're saying he's a better drama actor.
Talent is better than the other. Like, I'm not even saying either one of them are top of the litter.
No, they're not. We know that. No. We're scrapping at the bottom tier here, and you got to look at everyone's catalog and resume.
Have you guys ever seen Man from Tai Chi?
No.
Man from Tai Chi is a Keanu Reeves small action drama. Go watch it, and you'll see. It's
have you seen The Lake House? Have any of you guys seen The Lake House?
I have not seen The Lake House.
Is that the time travel movie?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a romance movie. Time travel is involved.
Yeah, with Sandy Bullocks.
Yes. Sandy Bullocks. Sandra Bullock.
All right,
Sandy Bullocks. I want to see Chris Hemsworth do one of those movies, and then we could talk.
It's not about just doing the movie; it's how you do the movie. Like his acting is still robotic. Like it's kind of like
you tell me that movie is robotic in that movie.
If you want to see that range from him, then go see. There's a movie with. Hang on. Sorry,
Ghostbusters.
No. He was in a romantic comedy with. Oh, come on.
Talking about Hemsworth or Reeves?
Yeah, Hemsworth. He was in a romantic comedy. He wasn't the main character. Oh, no. Give me a second, guys. I'll find it.
All right. So after this discussion, we're going to move on to the action discussion.
Let's get to the real meat of it. We've been talking about the freaking potatoes and string beans. Let's get to the steak.
Hey.
Never mind.
Good potatoes are very important to a meal. Good potatoes are important to a meal.
Depends if you're on keto or not, but continue.
Yeah, tell that to Zack Snyder. It's also about the potatoes, dude. You got to do more.
Rice.
All right. Did you say fries?
I said rice.
I want some fries. All right. Anyway. Oh, rice. Hey, I like rice.
Chris, my first take of the action to me was like watching a marriage of John Wick and The Raid combined together.
All right, I'm gonna make it. I'm sorry, I haven't seen all of The Raid. I've only seen scenes. So.
I'm gonna go ahead and say just below The Raid. Like
no. Like, I didn't say that level. I said the two combined and they form their own little thing. I'm not saying no. I'm not going on that.
I'll go ahead and give it like.
I think it's at least an A-, if not a B+ in the action. Say A-.
I think give it a full John Wick.
Well, I think James, did you give a synopsis of the movie?
I gave a basic synopsis, but basically, after so a kid gets nabbed from school, and Hemsworth gets hired to extract the kid from a bad guy's compound. And
but the kid is the son of a bad guy as well, right?
Yeah, son of a drug cartel. Yeah.
Who's behind bars?
Right, and they can't actually afford to hire them, which is actually what makes up the most interesting part of the movie. So, okay, so I was surprised about one thing. So what I was surprised about is we'll talk about this first action scene when Hemsworth actually gets the kid out of the apartment. He goes in for the negotiation and then just basically beats the crap and kills everybody and saves the kid. So that was really quick. But I thought the scene was great. The scene was brutal. And Hemsworth, the camera movement, the way Hemsworth acted out each of the parts, the few sniper shots, and their use of kids in this movie, I have to say, they did a good job with that, because it really, there was a few moments where you were surprised by the way they used the kids in this movie.
And how violent, yeah.
So let's talk about that scene. He's
didn't appreciate some of the violent ones.
Yeah. So what about the action drew you? Was it because it wasn't particularly like kung fu style action. It was more brutal, hand to hand, shove a guy's face into the floor kind of action.
I'd have to agree that I think that it's because of the power of those action scenes. It wasn't like you have quick twitch muscle scenes, and I think other scenes are more like power scenes. Those were more power scenes. Like damn, he took that dude's head straight through the wall. Like,
right, exactly.
Crazy. Like, so I think it was the brutality of those action scenes that made them a little bit more appealing.
Yeah.
And again, at the end of the scene, you hear the click of the gun, and Hemsworth turns around, and there's maybe a 10-year-old kid trying to kill him with an empty shotgun, and he just keeps pulling the trigger, and that was kind of powerful. I mean, his reaction to it was sort of confused, surprised.
He's like one of the soldiers who have reached like the point when he's just like, "You're gonna kill me. If not, be done, be gone."
Yeah, but it's amazing for a little kid to reach that. Like,
yeah, the kid wasn't holding. It's not one of those where the kid's shaking and he's staring at him and he can't. He could have
easily ran away.
He literally pulled the trigger multiple times. So, but this is where we get to the interesting story beat. Is he saves the kid, and they have a car chase. The car chase is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything to write home about, but they kept moving the camera in and out of the car. You got a lot of more third person, because you were kind of in the back seat as they drove around the town.
Great camera work too. From looks like they had that one take when he was escaping with the kid, and then when he gets in the vehicle, it almost seems like it was maybe 2-3 takes, but it flows really well.
Yeah, the camera work in the action movies really makes a difference, and it really makes you changing the view changes the brutality of the actions. When you get that low view up, and he's kind of throwing the guy to the ground towards you, changes how hard it feels like things are going.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the big thing happens when you think they're going to escape. They're going through the woods. They have a crew that's in a boat, and basically that's the win. They get to the boat, they're going to get out, and the boat gets taken out by somebody, some masked dude, some you don't know, special forces, something or other.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Hemsworth is told by his crew back home that he's been, they didn't get the money. They've been double crossed. They didn't get the money. And this is when the real movie starts. When you find out that the guy who was supposed to hire him actually just hired him, didn't pay the money, was
Hired
just going to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take the
and
money.
hired somebody else who was cheaper to get the kid
kid from him.
Yeah, because they did the hardest part, like which was getting him out of the spot.
And I have to say that this was the most fun action part of the movie, was those two guys going back and forth.
Yep.
And,
I wish
Mike
that
had
lasted a little bit longer.
Yeah, because they gave you a backstory of both characters. Well, I mean, I say huge backstory, but you knew enough about the guy who was like the main, I don't know, bodyguard, and you already knew about Hemsworth. So when the two of them were battling against each other, you kind of invested. Like you knew, oh, this guy's doing it he's protecting his wife and his kid. This guy's doing it because he got paid and he wants to get So you felt engaged.
Yeah, Mike had brought up that picture of the two of them. Mike, what were you gonna say?
Oh, just sorry, just going back to the acting chops. I just noticed that Hemsworth has been cast as Hulk Hogan in a Hulk Hogan biopic.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
done.
Argument
over. Party done. Argument over.
Wait, Hemsworth?
Yeah. He's
playing Hulk Hogan. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that interpretation. I would definitely see that.
I'm going to see it because I know he's going to make his cash and he's going to make the action good. But don't give me no drama chops anymore.
But wait, what you mean drama chops? There could be drama in there. You don't know the background of his story?
Hulk Hogan? Unless they gave me this scene where he's talking about his daughter not digging black dudes, then I don't want to see it.
There might be some other shit too. I definitely want to hear what's going on.
That whole sex tape scandal went on too, right?
And here's the difference between him and Keanu. Would you believe Keanu in that role? No.
No. If Keanu was doing Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, yeah, I would believe it. If they told me that Keanu Reeves was going to do the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat story,
Ricky the Dragon
Steamboat. Put some respect.
Why would they do that movie?
My favorite.
Why? Number one. Number two.
Because he'd be part of the Randy Macho Man story.
Dragon, indeed.
Come on, man. Put some respect in that dude's name.
There was a lie. He did not have a Komodo dragon. I was so upset when I found out.
Yes, I learned that too. Sad.
All right. Anyway.
His whole life is a lie.
So here, let me. I think we should start to wrap up. What I'm going to say is,
yeah, please.
Overall, if you're looking for a good,
he was Puerto Rican too.
If you're looking for a good action movie to watch on a weekend, I would recommend this movie. It's a good.
Wait, we even go to the rest of the. All right. That's cute to the end of this movie.
Mister, I gotta watch Survivor over here. So
I'm waiting for the family to come knock on the door. But hold on, we didn't get to the part. Did we talk about the part from him taking the kid off the boat and then finding shelter with David Harbour from Stranger Things?
No, we really didn't get that far in the movie.
Kill that dude. Yeah.
I mean, does this movie require like a full play-by-play? Like,
no, I don't think so.
Like, I think we're doing a little bit the most with this joint right now. Like,
how about this?
Because this movie really it's the pure action part of this movie that really gets you.
Yeah.
All right, moments.
This is purely a movie for action enthusiasts. Just watch it.
Okay, here's the question: what was your favorite action section?
All right, let me go first, real quick. My favorite action section is from the time that he gets the kid, and then he leaves that entire compound, goes through the streets, gets the car, gets hit by the car.
Oh, I was gonna say
that entire sequence up until they get into the forest to get to the boat. That entire sequence to me was when I was like, whoa, Chris got something here. Holy shit, this is great. Yo, I take everything back about what I thought this movie was gonna be. That to me, not that it was shocking. Like I've seen other action movies like that, but I didn't think that a movie of Netflix caliber with Chris Hemsworth as their star would be that dirty, that gritty, the choreography would be so well put. Like when I say John Wick and The Raid, I'm not trying to say it's on a level of either movies independently. I'm just trying to say the two of them combined. Like how the raid was very gritty with the action where you felt like the punch and the kicks and everything. And then in John Wick with the execution of the camera angles where you see him going down and you're following through. To me, they did a little baby version of the two of them combined. And I was like, bravo. Russo's, I didn't think you guys could do it this well. I stand corrected. That's my take.
I think it was great for what it was for. And as his first foray into like action adventurism, I think it was a decent job. Like I'd look for him in some other things.
Yeah, he pulled off all of the action they asked him to pull off. The gunplay, the hand-to-hand.
You know he was trained to do that because his mannerisms, the gunplay, everything. He looked like he's been trained, just like Keanu was when he first saw John Wick. He went through the proper training.
Good fight choreography, man.
Yeah, because we've seen bad fight choreography quite a bit, even from big studios. So
that John Wick 3, man. Pisser.
I'm looking forward to Ip Man 4. It's out on.
It's out. Yeah, I started watching it, but it's dry at the beginning. The story is very dry.
Yeah, I couldn't make it through the first 12 minutes. I have to go back in.
Yeah, I stopped around the same time period.
I was like, there's got to be something.
Oh my God, we just got to the part about Bruce Lee San Francisco.
But to be fair, like when you get to the 4th, 5th, 6th iterations of something,
it starts to lose.
Like it's very hard to keep up that integrity.
I was surprised when I saw that the 4th one had come out. I didn't even know. I was like,
I was
like done with 3.
I'd be cool with them like not doing anymore and like maybe even going in on something different now. Like
give Donnie in some other projects, right? Man. That dude could do more.
It's a market thing. It's got to be a market thing.
I dig. Y'all know definitely people want to see it, so it's easy. They give it to them. Merry Christmas.
Donnie Yen's great. I want to see him do a Star Wars movie.
We did. It's called Rogue One.
No, I want him to lead like that whole group.
I know what you meant. I want him to be a Jedi,
like a rebel
or a Sith. I want him to be a Force user.
He'd be
I want to see a Guardians of the Galaxy Star Wars mashup. I feel like that would be a dope movie.
Like a what if crossover comics.
A what if crossover, yeah.
Straight crossover. Okay.
Since creativity is dead anyway. We can cross streams.
Don't worry, it'll happen.
Hey, you guys remember when they were going to do Men in Black and 21 Jump Street crossover? Did you hear about that a few years ago?
No, I don't remember that. And
I don't
remember that.
So tell me real quick.
That's what they thought. That's what.
21.
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Jesus.
That sounds like a Scooby-Doo episode.
I was just going to say, after 22 Jump Street, they were talking about, and the failure of the Men in Black reboot, they were talking about, like, combining the two.
So the Jump Street guys would be Men in Black, I guess. I don't know.
What I do remember hearing was a G.I. Joe Transformers movie crossover. Men in Black.
I liked it.
That was terrible movie.
Men in Black? No. I didn't like the movie per se, but like I don't think he did a bad job in it.
It was all right.
Do you guys remember hearing the G.I. Joe Transformers planned crossover?
No, tell me more.
That makes sense though. That makes so much sense.
That I would see. Yeah.
They couldn't get everybody on board.
As long as
they were basically already a crossover. I mean, that was the guys in the Transformers, the military.
Yeah, and the cartoons they had it near like the last couple years. I think they had a crossover.
Yeah,
Cobra Commando and the Decepticons.
The last G.I. Joe actual movies, though, I'm not gonna say that I didn't like them. I feel like I wish that they would have actually went more along. Like
G.I. Joe.
They should have done more with those G.I. Joe movies.
Right.
Like
that's what I think
technology and stuff that they had in the movies were actually pretty dope. Like I really wish they took it seriously and actually like they could have had a franchise right now like the MCU. Like it's like they could have been making great action movies.
They could have.
Well, there's supposed to be a Snake Eyes movie coming. They're still working on it.
That would be good. I'd like to see that.
Oh my God, John.
And if they're going to do any more Transformers,
the best part of those movies was.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, just going to say if they're going to do any more Transformers,
I was just going to say the best part of the
Yeah,
that was good. Bumblebee was good. I don't know. Do the off-world
more
stuff.
Singular. Yeah, we definitely want off-world.
Maybe Tom Cruise in space can do a Transformers movie.
Oh Lord.
Let's just mash it all up.
That's right. We'll bring Obi-Wan in there. and Magneto.
Right. I think it's
Baby
time to
Yoda.
wrap up, guys.
Baby
Now we're getting crazy.
Now we're just getting delirious.
I think that's good.
We'll put Dom Toretto in the crew.
And who's
He
going to
can
write
drive
the
the
movie?
spaceship.
It's all La Familia. Chris
There
There you go.
Produced by Zack Snyder.
All right. On that note.
Oh man.
And Spike
Yeah,
Lee.
I think that's it for the night.
And Spike Lee.
All right, guys. Mike, you're still recording, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was still recording.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to be putting in the music after the fact, obviously, but don't stop the recording because I have to record an intro because we didn't intro at all.
Oh, okay. No, I mean you can do that separately for the audio part, and I'll add the intro.
I guess I can do that.
I can add the intro for the video the YouTube portion, so we're good there.
Okay.
You guys are geniuses.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. All right,
All
guys.
right.
I think that's it.
Nerd Force, go!
Nerd Force, go.
So if this
Mask.
works well, how
Can we
soon
do
do
the
you think we
mask
can put
music?
this up? Mask.
Dude, why isn't Mask a movie?
Yes, why isn't Mask a
or
movie?
Silverhawks, or Thundercats, or come on, we can go on and on and on.
I want to see
Of all the
Thundercats.
quality things that weren't remade,
Mhm.
where is the Thundercats?
Okay,
All right.
all right. So Disney made The Lion King. Now you just got to stand them on their hind legs,
There you go.
and you have.
And it would have been a way more interesting movie.
They made a movie, Cats. Just put the thunder in front.
With thunder on it. But think about it, like that cartoon is literally made for today's movie.
Absolutely.
It is.
Like why wouldn't it be a movie?
Now,
today?
would it be a
With
rated
all of
R
the
animated
crap?
movie or like a PG-13 movie?
No,
the
Thundercats,
thing.
man. No.
It's
I mean, it could
PG-13.
go any way. It could go a dark way if you really want. Like you want to
I
get
don't
into
think it's
backstory.
necessary.
There's a lot of death in that backstory. The whole planet got ravaged.
Yeah, I saw.
I don't know,
think
man.
we
There's a
need to have.
lot of death in that backstory.
I think we have to do another episode on what we would like to see remade and developed.
Oh,
from.
we
I mean,
actually have
if
to
we're
do
going
homework
to-
this
if-
time
if we're going-
forwards.
Mhm.
If we're gonna throw back to stuff like at least like Silverhawks, that's pure
I love
2000s
Silverhawks.
gold.
I love it.
No, it's. I'm looking for Samus. What's the video game with the suit and she turns into a ball and she shoots the.
Oh,
She's got the laser arm.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it now.
How come there's never a Mega Man movie? Like they got Sonic movie, we got all these other
Wait, I feel like
Yeah,
there was.
Mega Man.
Wasn't there?
Nintendo characters.
There was a Mega
No,
Man.
Mega Man
There was a
cartoon?
Mega Man movie.
Movie?
Cartoon.
Was it
There
a
was
cartoon? There was a cartoon.
Chris, you're talking about Metroid, by the way.
Metroid, yes.
Yeah.
Metroid needs to be a movie.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. That's a cult classic. Like that definitely
Yeah, but
needs.
you got to bring me a Zelda live action first before you do any of that.
Oh,
That's true.
yes.
That's
yes.
what I want to see.
So
go,
much quality content that people could really pilfer.
Sitting
and they're not
on.
doing it.
Someone's
Yeah.
just sitting on this stuff on the
James,
IP.
we have to work on this. On
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
On
Don't
this
say it on
movie.
air. Don't say it on air.
All right, guys. We'll finish up tonight.
All right.
Someone's gonna
Well.
steal our idea, Keith.
Absolutely.
No, James. Somebody is working on it right now. We have to beat them to the punch.
That's
There
right.
you go.
All right.
All
Good
right.
night, guys.